Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening. I think we're going to be live out there at any moment if we're not live already. And I'm waiting for some of my cohorts in crime on here to let me know if and when we are live. But we should be live at any moment.
Not on YouTube. There we go. We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. Okay, YouTube's up. All right. That's the one I kind of concern myself with the most. But welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Interesting night. Very interesting night. We have this crazy wild man that I have met in the last couple of years. And
is that Grizzly Adams?
No, he's not Grizzly Adams. But his name's Richard Koon. And Richard, we're going to try to get, he joined us. He waited to join us at the last minute. And so we're trying to get his audio and everything fixed. Can you hear us, Richard? Just nod yes.
He likes to make an entrance.
All right. So we can't hear you if you can hear us. So anyway, we have this crazy wild man here on our screen that you've never seen before and probably will never see again. No, he's a good friend. He's a good friend of mine. I really like him. He is the most interesting character I have ever met in my entire life. And so anyway, but yeah, and he plays a character called Dr. Paul Bearer. And we'll get into that. And we'll talk about that a little bit about his character. But that's not the reason I invited him on here tonight. I really invited him on here because Richard is a very accomplished woodworker. Now, he don't think he is. And I've talked to him about some of the stuff he has done. And, I was amazed at some of the stuff he has done. And so can you hear us, Richard?
I am now online.
Yeah, there you go. Hey. There he is. All right.
So,
and I was telling a lot of bad things about you.
Oh, come on, Russell.
So anyway, but we'll talk about all that in just a few minutes. But yes, he's a very accomplished woodworker, and we're going to go into that and the crazy character he plays. He's crazy anyway, but yes, so we'll go into that. First off, before we get started, and this is going to be a great show. I know with Richard on here. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Let me talk about my sponsors. Oh, and if all the panel and everybody will remind me, this show may go on a little bit long with Richard. Trust me. So if it goes on a little bit long, but just remind me at the end of the show, we've got a giveaway. I'm going to play a little game in the giveaway. And so just don't forget about that toward the end of the show. Just say, hey, Russ, don't forget about the giveaway. Because you know how I am. I can forget. Before we go into that farther, let me talk about my wonderful sponsors. And they are Devobal Technologies, the web design people for development, design, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company. Your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. FastCap. Did I skip forward? Nope. Which one did I just do? I lost my place.
Bearwoods was the last one.
Okay.
Fast Cap.
Klingspor, the sanding specialist, woodworkingshop.com. Scroll saw specialist, Seiko.com. Scrollnado, dust collection for your scroll saw. Visit them on Amazon. Yeah, see how I do that real quick? I get all messed up. And we'll go down the line real quick. Quit laughing, Richard. I seen you going out there laughing. Brenda, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me all over the internet. It's Brenda G Designs. I have a YouTube channel. I got a Facebook page. I've got all kinds of stuff out there on the internet. You can find me about any place. Just look at Brenda G's Designs, and that's where I'll be. On my YouTube channel, I do comedy and crafts and all kinds of stuff over there. And I do a live stream with Mr. Matt Hawes of Awesome Wood Things. That's also on this panel tonight. And we do that on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we have a blast. So I hope you'll all join us for some fun on Thursday evenings.
Great. Chris.
Hey guys, Chris here at the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me in the shop. You'll find me at home because that's the only place I can be right now. So anyways, you find me on YouTube and Facebook, and I actually have time to work on videos now. So there'll be some videos coming up. That's about all I got right now.
Great. Jim.
Jim Bashir from Driveway Workshop. Looking forward to asking Richard some questions about Gilligan's Island, and we'll see how we go. Been printing out. If you guys have a 3D printer, you should really get on this and print these out. Get in contact with Mike or Mike and jump on the bandwagon and start printing that stuff out. So people are going to need it.
I thought my mic was muted.
Paul.
Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, on Instagram, and sometimes on paulsmessyworkshop.com. And thanks for having me on, Russ.
You're most welcome. Al.
Hey, I'm Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop. Kilroy 79763. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are around the world. Welcome to Simply Wooden Creations. Let's talk shop with Russ. Anyway, I can be found Kilroy 79763 all over the place. And live long and prosper, Paul. I mean Richard.
Dixon.
Hey Russ, how's everybody doing? My name is Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals /3dprinting.com. And you can also find me on Facebook.
Cool. And last but not least, Mr. Matt Haas.
Hey everyone, Matt Haas here. I have Awesome Wood Things as my Facebook channel. I have several Facebook channels. They either have the word awesome or the word things in the name. There's a carousel rotating of everything I do. I stream Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern on All Things YouTube. It's a show where I talk about all things YouTube. It's a lot of fun. And as Brenda said, I'm over on her channel, 7 p.m. on Thursdays, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm glad to be here. Looking forward to the show. Hi, chat room.
All right. Well, yeah, just let me go over in the chat room and see who all is out. Wow. Aussie Man. Aussie Man is in Australia, by the way, Richard. He watches all the way in Australia. Path 1961, Leonard Davis. Donald from Donald Lifefly Wood Shop. Michelle Marcoux. James Parker. Grandpa Gary. I think he's a new one. I don't remember seeing you out there, Grandpa. Donna's Wood Art. Donna Presley's out there. I'm going through them real quick. Try to see who. Ken McCrory is out there. I know I showed Michelle Marcoux, but Rick St. Louis. All these people are out there. Patrick's Wood Shop. Is today Saturday? Yeah, Patrick. Today is Saturday. Leonard Davis. Dave Hart. I'm sorry if I miss you. It's just I'm trying to scan down through to see.
I keep typing them too, and it keeps moving them up probably.
Yeah, I know. It's like it moves so quick. So all y'all are out there in the chat. I appreciate it so very much. And later on, and Aussie Man said, more thumbs up for Russ. Yes, thank you, Aussie Man. I appreciate that. I think Aussie Man is probably my biggest fan. Bill is my biggest fan. He watches. It's like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning when I do my morning. Oh, look at Richard.
Richard saying, "Don't forget the thumbs up."
Yeah.
Don't forget the thumbs up.
It's like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning when I do my morning show sometimes, and Aussie Man's there. So I couldn't have a more dedicated person. And Phil, I'd just like to say thank you, Aussie Man. That's
Ahoy, mate. Aussie Man must be an awesome man.
yeah, he is. He is. He is. And this guy can do voices now.
Oh, no.
We're going to get into that, but
No.
anyway, thank you for all y'all being out there. Now and let me go over here on Facebook. Nobody joined us on Facebook yet. We will have some over there. I met Richard 2 years. It's been 2 years, right? Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
Mhm.
I actually had contacted him. We used to have a television show called Creature Feature, and the host with Creature Feature was Dr. Paul Bearer. I watched that man for years and was just mesmerized by him. He was a local. He probably only lived 45 minutes from me over in a town called Winter Haven, not too very far away from me. And but you know, it was the old black and white movies back in the day, and it was just awesome and great. Some of the movies you watch now, you would actually laugh at, and he would call them horrible old movies, and I enjoyed it. Well, he actually passed away, and a lot of people told my friend, and he would dress up as for parties and stuff, that he looked like the old Dr. Paul Bearer. What was his original name?
Dick Bennett.
Dick Bennett. Dick Bennett. They told Richard he looked like Dick Bennett, and why didn't he do that? And I think Dick, or you, Richard, did that for a while and everything. And then all of a sudden he saw this thing that actually, hey, this might take off. And we'll go from that to let you talk just a little about, Richard, how you started off and what that. I want to get into your woodworking stuff, but I'd just like to lay the platform about your Dr. Paul Bearer. So go ahead.
Well, I've always been a Halloween enthusiast. And after I got married, I like to build things for Halloween props, this, that, and the other. And then when the illustrious internet came along, I got more advanced with it. And I was building a lot of it for my brother and myself to enjoy Halloween trick-or-treaters. And everyone loved what I was doing. Well, I got this notion because he got in the newspaper and I didn't, with the stuff that I had built. And I said, you know, in 2008, I want to do something on my own. And my wife and I were sitting here and she said, you ought to be Dr. Paul Bearer. I thought about it and I was like, oh no, there's no way. Really? What? And then she convinced me. So I started searching for, I have one video cassette of him, and I started searching for a tuxedo, this, that, and the other, and all the accoutrements. And I set up this scene at downtown Winter Haven's Ghouls Night Out, October of 2008, and it was a hit. As you said, people were like, oh my God, you look just like him. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. And then Facebook came along, and I started a Facebook page. 2 weeks after, another gentleman started Dr. Paul Bearer, D.P. Paul Bearer. Well, that was taken, so I had to just put D on. Long story short, everyone kept thinking I should do more. And then we got in touch with Channel 44. And they were very afraid of the legalities. And I had contacted Mrs. Bennett, and she was not really happy about it. And I understood that, because she said, you know, Dick was Dr. Paul Bearer. There will never be another one, and you can't replace him. And when Dick died, the character died. And so we were talking about it, and she said, unless you want to, you know, give me some ideas. Once we got all that done, and Patty and I became good friends, laughable woman, very intelligent. She enjoyed Dick. She told me a lot of their personal life, how religious he was, and how outgoing and intellectually smart he was. So anyway, Channel 44 said, okay, let's do it. And we were on for 8 weeks, and then all of a sudden, boom, CBS and Channel 44, CBS took the time slot, which was Sunday of all days, Sunday, from noon to like 4 o'clock. And they have been under contract, and I think the end of this year, the contract will be up, and there's talks that we may return. So along with all of this, I tell you all that to go back and say, you know, I needed a set. So I saw what he did, and I was able to copy it, and I put it in my garage, and it was pretty good. But as things advance, I now have a studio in my shop, which is Richline Appliance Parts, which is closed right now.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
Trust me, it's killing me.
No, Richard actually has an appliance part store where he
Right.
sells parts for appliances, and Richard is a very I love how he can do so many things. Like, for instance, he sells appliances. He knows a lot about repair. I've actually called him and asked him 2 or 3 questions about my appliances and help me with that. So he sells appliance parts he don't give a lot of appliances. I'm sure he does this for on purpose because he don't want everybody calling him every day asking how to fix this or how to fix that. But he's given me some information and stuff like that. So he owns an appliance store. He's a woodworker, and he's a damn TV celebrity. I mean, come on, all this in one aspect. What could you ask for?
It's called talent.
Well, thank you. I'm a how do you say, jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Hey.
No, you say that. My father used to tell me that whenever they would say, "Man, you know so much stuff." And he goes, "I'm a jack of all trades, master of none." Because my father used to use that too. So
Yeah.
I do it a lot out of necessity. And I will tell you this: when I was a little boy, my father was actually Dick Bennett's doctor, but Dad used to have things go wrong with the house.
Whoa. Your father was Dick Bennett's doctor?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Man, what a small world.
Yeah. He walked him through all of his I think he's the one that discovered his heart problem, and then upon referral and testing, they said, okay, so he went in for open heart surgery. He survived, and then something happened years down the road where he had to go back in, and in recovery, he passed away.
Right. Wow,
But,
that's amazing.
Dad had all of these things go wrong, so he hired these guys in there, and they go and repair it and everything, and Dad used to jump up and down, literally, complaining at how much they charged. And I said, I'm never going to do that well in school. I better start paying attention. So I did. And I fell in love with construction. And I have a unique ability to where I can visually see what's behind a wall without, having to sit there and stud find it or put a camera in there. I can figure it out. So I've always liked to tinker. I interrupted you, sir.
No, my apologies. It's called supervision. You can see through walls.
I'm super. You want to be on the show?
Sure.
It's really done well. And one of the things I did, I didn't even ask my wife to marry her. We were just, I don't know, together. And I said, one day when we have a house, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And that's when home shows started way back then. So I watched them, and I bought my first skill saw when I was doing construction. And I thought, a skill saw, $39 saw versus a $200 Milwaukee. I whipped mine out because it was newer and everything. That thing could not cut a straight line. So I started learning right then that you get what you pay for. So I learned the basics of construction. And then when we got married, I started doing a lot of renovations. The guy that we bought the house from was a woodworker, and he had some old woodworking stuff out in the garage, and played around with that. And then when we bought this house, I've totally, over the past 20 years, remodeled this house, and I'm just now done. We just finished the kitchen after the so, but as for like woodworking and turning a bowl or making a mahogany jigsaw puzzle, I can't do that. I mean, I guess I could, but I am someone that likes rough carpentry because it moves a lot faster.
Yeah.
But there are things that I have come across. I don't know if Russell remembers this, but we bought a shed for my son because he would stay up all night. And so I bought one of these easy building sheds that's already painted and has a door.
I remember the story, and you talked about that to me. Go ahead.
And I've always copied, all right? But I'll copy and make it better. Now, people come to me all the time. I saw on YouTube how to change the dryer belt, but it's not doing this, it's not doing that. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's the thing with YouTube, guys. You watch more than one video. You get a basic understanding of what you're going to be doing, and then you learn by trial and error. Anyway, on this shed, because it has a gambrel roof, how many of you, and just hold your finger up, have ever heard of or seen the Amityville Horror?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What distinguishes that house is the gambrel roof and the quarter moon windows.
Mhm.
The eyeball windows. Yeah.
On each side.
Do you know how much those things cost?
A ton. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yep, that's why it's a good idea to make your own.
So I did. Now, how would you have made them?
I can't even begin. I don't know.
I would take those dimensions and stick them on my PC and then, draw it up in CAD. So I had all the
Yeah,
numbers. That's the easy way, I guess.
Richard, you have to excuse Dixon. He has these 3D printers. He just printed them and installed them.
Oh, that's fantastic. To do it, the material was going to cost, I'm only available to Lowe's. There is a good lumber yard in Lakeland, Joyner Lumber.
Yeah, I love Joyner.
Yeah, I finally went over there for some marine grade plywood a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they have
They had
top notch.
$250 for 2 sheets.
Well, I was gonna say you pay out the nose for it, but it's good. Gets good.
Hey, I've completed that job. But anyway, to make these quarter moon round windows, there you go. Check
Nice.
it out.
Okay, I just wanted to show them real quick.
No, go ahead. Who showed that?
I did
Al did.
Go ahead, show it. Go back, please, Al.
right there. I'm sorry, I thought it would take mine, and I was trying to see if
No. Go ahead. He's showing the window. You standing beside it. So we
Well,
gotta talk right
I don't know who's standing behind it, but that's
that's
the
Richard.
windows right there that he's talking about. Those
That
windows.
looks
Oh,
like
no,
the
those
original
might
from
not
the
be.
movie house. The very first one, the one below it looks like it's an imitation.
This one right here, or
That
this
one, the first one,
the first one.
that one looks like the original. Now that's the
Window
new
Warehouse
movie.
13. Yeah, that probably is one of the originals. Yes.
So I saw, and how many of you are familiar with PVC wood trim?
Yeah.
Yep.
PVC,
Yep. They make a lot of it now.
It's very popular up here.
Okay, now have you seen how they heat it up and then bend it and contour it to make
Yeah.
shape?
Yep.
Do you know how much those heat blankets cost?
Yep.
This is what I did. I got the accuracy of, anyway, picture that as a window in proportion. And I drew it up, and I then took a piece of a string and went on there and got a measurement. It was 33 inches if you were going to do a straight board.
Mhm.
All right. I have a Green Mountain smoker grill, which is only 30 inches.
Sweet.
So I took that thing, put it in an angle, and wrapped it in foil. Wrong. It did get very pliable, but it also stuck to the foil.
What could possibly go wrong here?
Too close to the burner. I needed more of a surround instead of on the bottom. So I rigged a rack in there, and I put that sucker in there, and I had taken plywood, and with my router, I had made myself a jig. I put that sucker in there, and it worked.
Wow.
So with my Craig pocket screws, PVC glue, I made the frame, turned it on the edge, made another arc, and pocket screwed it all together, and then ripped down for the stiles of the window. And in the stile, there's one more arc, and I had to make a mini jig for that one. And guys, it looks like the Amityville shed. You can see the pictures on my Richard Koon Facebook. In fact, I have a YouTube channel where I kind of briefly did a few videos trying to be the host of Shed to Housers. That's what I was calling it.
Okay, my question is, did you make a double pane?
I'm in Florida, man.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
Florida.
It was a
All
double
right,
make, but
You're in Florida, then you can make it out of Lexan. It doesn't matter.
Hey, Richard, do
break.
you have any? Do you have those pictures on your computer that you're on right now?
I do not think so. This thing crashed, and the only thing I
Oh,
can do
okay.
is go to Facebook.
Well, hold on. Let me go look.
Go under my photos. Stop yawning. What are you dying over there? Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me go. Let me go look. Continue to talk for a few minutes about the shed. though.
Richard, I got a question. Did you put screws down to get an arc like that? Like if I draw that up in CAD, then I'll plot it out on paper so I can just make the pattern, the wood pattern, whatever I want. Or did you put screws down to make that nice, perfect arc?
I did. I used the old pencil and string method.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I screwed it down. That was my point before I cut the plywood out. Because
Yeah.
once you cut that 90-degree angle, there's no way you get an accurate screw there.
Sure. So you did it all by hand. You don't have a CNC or nothing like that.
All by
There you
hand.
go. Yep.
The real craftsman
I'm
style.
looking at his photos.
Well, I
and one of
found
the-
it. I found it. Hold on.
Okay, because one of the things that pops up is a Starfleet officer in red.
No, I
That
found
can't
it.
be
All right,
good.
I'm on a share screen. And you should be able to. I think you should be able to see this
He's giving him a massage.
too, Richard.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Perfect.
I like it.
So you made both of those windows and put it into that shed.
Yes, I did.
Isn't that
Yeah.
cool?
That is,
My kind of guy. Make it instead of buying it.
yes.
Now, if you zoom
Really?
in, you can see
Save
the
on money.
glue. To the right of your pointer, all the way down, left, right there to the edge of the white.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, if you zoom in that area, you can see the PVC glue joint right there.
Yeah.
I never painted it because I wanted it to kind of get dirty.
Oh, for looks.
Yeah.
Antique-ish. You had to get it antique-ish.
Oh yeah. And
Is
then
that-
So you hear that? This is a shed in a backyard, and he made these damn windows for that thing.
Do you call it the Amityville shed?
oh yeah,
Oh, nice.
high hopes.
Is it just me, or is somebody looking out? Does somebody see somebody looking out of that window?
Like right there, it looks like a little baby face.
Yeah, that's a cloud reflection. But I was just thinking that he should put on his gig and go up there and then look out the window
Yes.
just to scare people.
I really
Right.
should.
Let's take a little break right here. Time out. Let me look back through. And the Ken McCrory's joined us. Donald Matthews, Leonard Davis.
Hello, Donald.
If y'all could scroll through, and I know we were interested in him talking because Richard will mesmerize you. You'll forget every friggin' thing else that's going on and just listen to him. So
Patrick was here. Did we say hi to him earlier?
yes,
Patrick?
I said hi to Patrick.
Okay.
See if
Jim
we-
Dockrell and Alan Carter are both out there too.
Okay, thank you.
Buster and Noreen Stock,
Terry Maker.
Missouri. Say hi, Russ. Mo.
Thank you.
you
I
say hi
like
to
to,
Michelle
Richard,
Marquis?
one of the things I like to do is to acknowledge my chat and all these people who are out there every week. Because I have a lot of fans and they just come on week after week after week. I tell you what, y'all keep going through and calling out people's names.
Alan
That's
Carter.
Nealon from Niantic River Woodcrafting.
Mr. Doughboy's out there. He wants some pizza and popcorn.
Pizza popcorn.
Of course.
Somebody
Aussie
told
Ben.
him there was pizza and popcorn there.
Ken McCrory from the Dixie Doghouse.
Actually, when the show
Any
kind of
questions
started,
for
we had a,
Richard through there?
yeah, we had a question right away when the show started.
Oh,
Aussie
Richard's having a
wanted to
technical
know.
issue.
You want to know who the
Yeah.
hell Richard was?
Well, no, he wanted to know if he made his own coffins.
Actually, where'd Richard go?
Yeah, I think we lost him for a second here.
He fell off the turnip truck.
He may have crashed.
the
He's
turnip.
gonna.
Well, he lives in the Amityville shed, so you never know.
Right.
He went out there to get his picture made in the
I'm going to
window.
show one more
Yeah.
photo. I'm going to share my screen one more time. This is Dr. Paul Bearer with one of my favorite
Yes.
types of characters.
Now that's actually Richard Koon right there.
That's Richard Koon. Yes.
Yes.
So, that's him. Of course. An
Oh, hold
officer
on.
in
I got a
red.
ding ding. I need to let participants in.
All right.
Got a question. Does Richard live in Florida?
Sorry.
From Jimbo.
That's okay. Yes, Richard lives in can we tell the area where you live at, Richard?
I live in Winter Haven, one of the hot spots for COVID-19. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Got that going for
Well,
you.
hey, thank God you don't live in New York. And
Right.
only reason I say that is because I hope and pray for all those people in New York. New York is about the most devastated area for this COVID-19. And my heart goes out to them.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, about half of all the deaths have been in New York.
yeah, and I'm not making light or joke about them, because I pray to God that He has mercy on that area. I really do. This is an exciting night for me to have Richard on here. And the reason I say that, because I don't think Richard knows how much I admire him. And I really do.
Thank you.
And I really do. From the time I met him, our friendship started when he started this Dr. Paul Bearer thing, and it was around Christmas time. And I said, I had just started. This was my second year playing Santa Claus, and I contacted him, and I said, hey, I just PM'd him on Facebook, I think it was. But who is your
Michelle?
Michelle. It's his like producer or manager or whatever. She saw my picture and said, oh, we got to do something with this guy. And so that's how Richard and I met.
And we got happy during that day, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Got very happy. But since then, this man has become a very close friend. I mean, just like overnight, we became a very close friend. I admire him. And I think, I know he has the appliance business, but I think with him, what we're missing most is some of the other things that he does in woodworking, and that's what the show is all about tonight. So if anybody see anything else or any questions out there for Richard, if you have questions, please put them
launch them.
Yeah, over there in YouTube. And I would ask my friends, Al, I know Brenda, all y'all, if you would keep an eye out there.
Brenda. Oh, there she is. Oh, you clicked the
I
arrow.
am.
And I now know names now. Okay. Paul.
Yes.
Kilroy.
Well, first off.
Hi, Kilroy.
All right. Yeah. First off, this is Brenda. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello.
That's Chris.
I'll give you the Queen's wave.
That's Chris Ahern.
Hey,
Jim Bashirs.
Jim Bashirs.
Paul Corliss.
Howdy.
Al Forte.
You know my wave.
And Matt
Oh,
Moss.
Kilroy.
I'll do the Vulcan salute as well.
And
All right,
Dixon
let's go.
Osmond.
Hey, Richard.
Hey,
Some of these people I have known for over 10. Well, I've been doing this show for over 6 years, or around 6 years. And some of these people I've known for more longer than that. I'll just a little break out of time here. I was in a Tampa, Florida woodworking show. And I'm sitting there fixing to watch one of Laney Shaughnessy's. He's a guy that does CNC stuff. And I was standing there getting ready to sit down, and this guy walked up to me. He goes, "Hey, are you Russ?" And I said, "Yes." And that's the day I met Mr. Paul Corliss. You remember that, Paul?
I do.
How many years ago? 4 or 5 years ago?
Oh, every bit of that. Yeah. Yeah.
And so him and I became, he used to watch me. That's how he knew me. And then him and I became friends, and boom, he's on the show. So That's the yeah. I have such a great time. I have people watching me from the United Kingdom, from Spain. I looked at some of the geography around the world to where that people watch me. Australia and New Zealand. I mean Japan. I was like, wow.
I love that.
Russ, I don't know how you like this guy because the way that he treats Santa Claus is just horrible. I mean, look at that. You know, come on, man. That's Santa Claus.
I don't know. I sort of like that guy.
See what happens when you bring Halloween before Thanksgiving, or when you bring Christmas before Halloween.
Okay, I have looked everywhere and I can't find any pictures of Paul Tar.
Oh?
Yeah, where would I find some pictures of that?
Oh, that's right. I did build the Paul Tar booth, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And I want to show that off so bad.
There's gotta be.
It's not on your face. I went through every picture on your Facebook account and I can't find Paul Tar.
I'm scared to do it, but let me see here. Okay, hang on a second.
Let me type in Paul Tar. How is Paul Tar spelled?
Paultar.
One word?
Yes.
Let's see if I can.
I get a lot of people tarring roofs.
Yeah, I ain't found. Oh, I found a picture. Hold on. No, it's the video.
Well,
but it's not the of you in the Paul Tar, or is it? All right, hold on. I'm gonna make this full. That's Zol. That's when you're talking in front of the booth of the Zoltar.
Okay, no. Here, I'll find you a Paul Tar.
Yeah, if you'd be so kind, I want to see that Paul Tar.
Let me just...
So anyway, let me real quick while he's looking for that. When I went over there to do the Santa Claus stuff with him, for a video, I saw he had a lot of stuff in his he had like I want to call it a garage inside of his business because it was a bay door and you walk in, and there was this Paul Tar thing that he made. Now, back as a kid, if you remember, you used to have this little like wizard that would be in a booth, and you would walk up and put your quarter in and ask for a wish or ask for your
fortune.
And he would mimic and say, yes, today is going to be a beautiful day. It was
Zoltar. Zoltar.
That's it.
Yes. And he would tell you your fortune for the day. Well, Richard built a booth like that he could stand in, and he called it Paul Tar.
Yeah.
So it was, I saw it and I was like, and that's when I discovered this man, he's not, he has a lot more skills that he ever thought about he did for woodworking. Have you found one?
No.
Yeah, he ain't found one. He's still looking for one.
You got a super chat, Russ.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Chris Nealon. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that so very much.
I turned the super chat lights on. If anyone else super chats, I'll turn them on again.
Thank you. Jim Dockrell says, ever notice that all the instruments searching for intelligent life is pointed away from Earth?
All right, I found a video. How do I share it?
Okay, look.
And
look at your bottom bar on your computer, and you should see a thing that has a green arrow.
Share screen.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, you ready?
And then it'll show you several screens to share. You pick the one you want to share.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
You pick the one you want to share, and then it'll ask you again to share, and you click that button, and poof.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's like magic.
It says whiteboard. Oh, to share to another device.
Yeah, and then you pick whatever window shows up.
So I'm clicking. It's blue on desktop. That would be the computer I'm on now, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But you still see me, right?
Yep.
You should have another one there though with a picture you want to share.
We could help you out, but the image in your glasses is a little fuzzy.
Blue.
It's hard to see.
I do have one, but I don't know if it's the one.
Yeah,
got.
if you could move the JPEG to your desktop, it might be easier.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to find it.
Yeah, have the image open before you start the share process.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, have the image open.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
so you can see it and then select it.
Okay. Well, hang on. I can build a door, but I can't do this.
You know, right?
We all had to learn this at one time or another. So
Is
Some
this
of
where
us are still learning
you're
it.
this where you're miffed at Zoltar?
Super chat from Luana.
another super chat, Russ.
Okay, tell you
Oh,
what.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I ain't seen this box, but I think I want one. That way I'd have to make people pay to talk to me.
All right, Russ, I'm going to send you the link.
No, just yeah, okay. Where? And my
Yeah.
Facebook PM?
Yeah, let me show you the one I have and see if that's it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see. And I'm thinking it's not, but because it says you're miffed at Zoltar.
You got another super chat, Russ.
There. That one there.
Yeah, that one's in St. Augustine. No.
No,
Okay.
that was in St.
That's-
Augustine.
okay.
That's not the one he actually built.
All right.
Okay, hang on one second, Russell.
Sorry.
It's coming.
Donald says that I need a more cowbell booth.
I think this is it. So check it out, Russ.
All right, hold on.
Wish I knew how to do this. Participants line, record reactions, share.
Yeah, you click share screen and then another screen comes up that says select a window or applicant and share and then pick wherever.
Oh, I've got the video. Oh, yes, I do. Hold on. Let me get it full screen.
And then you click share.
Typically, Russ sends out an instruction manual for
Hold
the
on.
guests before you get on. And you have to take a test, and then this doesn't happen.
Oh, would you shut the hell up?
I'd have
an
failed that test because I'd have just
I
been
know.
making little pictures.
wouldn't
Always,
have anybody on the
always
show
trying to
It's an aptitude test. Today's
trust
drinking
me,
is aptitude.
Richard. I don't know why I keep this group around. Sometimes I'd
I'm liking them.
well,
We
maybe
draw the line at
we'll be
taking a
back on the-
photo of
Hey
your
Russ, how
monitors.
come you don't sing your favorite song? I'm not gonna take it.
No.
We're not gonna take it. Go ahead, Richard.
You mean everybody's
We're
not
not
getting?
Nancy
gonna
Pelosi.
take it
anymore.
anymore. we did we did the end of the show with that on there, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out so good. Anyway, let me do this one, and here you go. Watch this.
Speaks. Baltar is having a vision that on Friday the 13th, Superstition Day in St. Augustine, Dr. Paul Bear and the Guilty Creature will be at the Ripley's Museum starting at 2 o'clock for photo ops, autographs, and shenanigans. So come on out for a ghoulish good time, and I'm not the ticket booth. Get over there. It's down on Friday the 13th.
Looks like a Godzilla movie.
I recently put wheels on it when we were filming. Michelle didn't know I put wheels on it, so I started walking the whole booth towards her. And she's up
Scared
that
the
age
crap.
where she peed.
My mission is done here, right?
I like to do little things like that.
Okay, so I do have a few things on here, and let me get them up here to show that Dr. Paul Bearer, Richard,
I'm Richard right now.
Yep, I'll get it right.
I can't do Dr.
Let me
Paul
get-
with this long hair.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You actually you built the set for Dr. Paul Bear. You yourself, right? Or I mean, you had help, obviously, but I'm just saying the thing come out of you, right?
It was
He
all
did
me.
it.
Right. And then you went in. Now you built something else since then that you showed me, the scientist. What is that called?
Oh, that's the well. It's a laboratory, but I can call it the laboratory where I'm bored.
Yeah,
Or I
laboratory.
could call it the laboratory where I make drinks. Women could call it the laboratory.
Where they have labor. Okay, we'll get it. Do you have any pictures of that on your computer?
You know what?
Well, anyway, so we're going to go into this first thing right now, and this is some pictures of some things. Just go ahead, Richard. Watch this and let me. And let you talk about them.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. This is all recent stuff. So just.
All right, go ahead. Talk about this one right here. Tell us what we're looking at.
That is the first time that Michelle was down at channel 44.
Open it up, Russ.
yeah, make it big, Russ. Double click on it. Double click on the picture, Russ.
You're just showing us the full file directory. Actually, open the image, please.
I have it on mine. I don't know what's going on.
You must not be sharing that window.
Yeah.
You have to
Okay, so
reshare
hold
it.
on. Let's go back again. Let's try this one more time.
Because in this case, size does matter.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
But
So hold on. Let's try this one.
I'm glad it's not just me that has problems with
All right. So
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Hey,
All right, that is infamous Count Gore Duvall. He is America's longest running internet horror host. And we invited him up to the set. This was right after they canceled the show and it was still set up in the studio. So we went in there and we did a little Count Gore Duvall, Dr. Paul Bear thing. Now, if you look in the set, the coffin table, there's a little mini coffin, which is just basically like a shoebox with an opening lid. And then next to it's the coffin table. And that is a direct replica of Dick Bennett's because a gentleman I know that acquired it, it was torn to shreds. And I got the measurements, kind of made it, and then I got some towel racks down at Lowe's and put the handles on it. So it would look more like a coffin. It's actually
Cool.
a casket. Coffin is the toe pincher behind it, the casket table, but we call it a coffin table. The clock was store-bought at Goodwill. And then the set was all made by me.
cool.
Very impressive.
can y'all please keep an eye on the chat over there on YouTube in case anything comes through, because I can't do all this stuff at once, please. All right, so I'm trying to figure out how to switch to the next picture without.
Hey, Ozzyman's asking what's in the little coffin, a hand named thing?
I think that's an Adams Family reference.
Yeah, Adam's thing.
Yeah, it is.
Thing.
Oh, that ain't nothing but a thing.
Nothing but so I have a question. The Dr. Paul Bear, was he in Chicago?
No.
No. Okay. 'Cause I know
He
there-
originated in, I believe, North Carolina, and he was playing Count Chocula. And that character wasn't working. So the only time Dr. Paul Bear ever did any bodily harm was when he killed himself, Count Chocula. And then he moved to Winter Haven and worked over at the Cypress.
Because I've got a photo of somebody.
WPCV, I believe, or no, WGTO. That's it.
Yeah,
No.
WTOG 44. I've got a picture.
Right, but
of-
there was WGTO, the radio station.
Oh, really? Well, I've
Yeah.
got one that says WTOG 44, Dr. Paul Bear, a gentleman standing in front of a hearse.
Yes.
44. Can I show that? So that
Sure.
Well, hold on, I'm doing this first. Richard,
Oh,
go ahead and
Oh,
tell me
yeah,
about this.
I am a woodworker, aren't I?
sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, Russ. That is an idea that my wife had over a year ago. And that was, we had all these little cabinets in there. I had a little small pantry, this, that, and the other. And she kind of sketched that out and said, what do you think about making this? And I said, you know, that's not a bad idea. So in my design of it, it's made into 3 sections. You've got the 2 upper full door closets, and then the little bar area. And I did not want anything protruding outward past the door frame going into the living room. So we came up with that, and she liked the idea of the 10. And so I somehow or another managed to get the 10 in there. And there you have it. It is now complete. I tiled the backsplash where the plywood is, and then I built a poplar 4-inch shelf, thick, 4 inches thick, and then stained it with a natural stain. And then, of course, I put my poly on it. And you know what? I was surprised at how nice the poplar looked just being stained. I've always primed and painted it. It's a great hardwood to work with. But to stain it, it's flawless. I mean, it's like Russell did it or something.
It has awesome grain, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Awesome grain detail.
Jimbo had a question for you. He wanted to know, what were the pictures that were on the wall in the set that you built?
Okay, there was a tomb suite tomb over the door. There was the bearer coat of armor somewhere on there. And then there was a photograph, I don't remember the name, but I think it's Infinity, where it's a lovely woman at her makeup desk. I don't know exactly the right name for it, but she's looking into the mirror, and when you look back on it, it looks like a skull, but it's actually a woman looking in the mirror. Vanity Fair, I don't remember.
But there looked like there were a lot of pictures, like on the wall, little squares.
It was almost like a pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, those were my imitation blocks.
Okay.
So pictures. Aw.
All right, so we've got to
Richard, was Creature Features kind of a syndicated thing around the country? Because I remember, I'm 63, and I remember back when I was in high school and junior high-ish, so like 1970s and stuff, we had Creature Features coming out of the UHF station in Chicago, WFLD. And then we had Sven Gooley, he was on there. And they would do the same thing that you do. They'd just play like horror movies, black and white horror movies at night.
Yeah, we used to have Shock Theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was Creature Features though. It was like
Yeah.
the whole, yeah. And Fox bought WFLD, and I think it's like, I don't know if CW got on the bandwagon and
Yeah, we
got
had
a hold of them or,
we had Creature Feature, then Creature Double Feature. And ours was hosted by Uncle Dale Dorman, who was a local radio DJ during the week. On the weekends, we had him on TV. So
Yeah, 1970 to 76, I remember watching Creature Feature.
yeah, yeah.
we also had
Me
another show
too.
very similar to what Rich is doing.
I was just in
with
high school.
Ron Gould was his name, and that was his real name too, Gould. So,
Oh my God,
It
really?
was made for
so he
huh?
did not the creatures like Godzilla or King Kong. He did the Draculas, the Frankensteins.
Yeah.
So
Dayton, Ohio had Dr. Creep.
Yeah, there's Sammy Terry. He was in the Indiana region, and his son took over.
Really?
It seems like there's always a horror host in a lot of different regions.
Mhm.
And what
Yeah.
really drew me to Dr. Paul Bearer is, number one, he was just cool. He was dressed well. He was creepy, but yet he was funny. And the way it worked, and I'm writing a new video called The Carousel of Progress, which is mimicking the Carousel of Progress at Walt Disney World.
Clever.
Back in the turn of the century, all of this stuff is coming to be, and Dr. Paul Bearer is talking about, oh man, they're scaring the pants off of people. They flicker up on the big screen. Oh, he's just all excited. And then as the 20s and then the 40s come along, he says, maybe one day I'll even have my own TerraVision show where I show these movies. Oh boy, they're going to be great. They're fantastic. I'm really pumping them up. But back in the 70s, what it was is Dr. Paul Bearer had seen them so many times that he rarely actually talked about the movie. It's just during intermission, you would come into his life in his tenement castle. Okay. And he would act out what he was doing. I mean, he was classic. There were I didn't understand the puns when I was a little boy, and then one day he did something I thought was funny, and that's when he brought the topless dancer in, and he warned everybody, get all the kids out of the room, I'm bringing in a topless dancer. And so here she comes in, and it's just her hips and legs, the upper torso is not visible. And says, so here's my topless dancer. And it was fantastically done. He was so nonchalant, so cool. I've taken a little bit different approach to it, to where I maintain those daily welcome to my world. Let's say Dr. Paul Bear reality. I will host movies, but generally I'm just quirky. I think that I'm normal and everybody else is weird, but hey, that's the way I am. And I play on words because I always thought I had hearing problems, and I do. I got a hearing test. But how many of you, and here's a time to raise your hands. There's a video of a guy that interprets misunderstood words in songs.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
How many have not understood the words and you made up your own?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what
Daily.
I
You've always thought your words were better.
Yeah.
Jumping Jack Flash, man.
I have a question.
Okay.
Richard. Can you shed some light, and does it follow up on the topless dancer and maybe not on Ivana Cadaver? That intrigues me.
Let me tell you,
you and a lot of other men.
Woo! Like steam should be coming out of my ears right now.
Oh yeah, Ivana is one. She's peculiar in her own way. Kind of Elvira-ish. She has the look. She does have the wit. Then she does have the look. And she has the look. Okay, enough about the look. She and I became friends because she and Michelle were friends. And Butch Patrick, aka Eddie Munster from the Munsters, was friend of
by
Michelle.
the way, he's friends with Eddie Munster.
Old Butchie boy. He helped Ivana get her start in California, and she's a horror hostess over there.
Cool.
And so we wanted to do something, and here's the thing. Dr. Paul Bear, he's not gay. He's not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he is not gay. He very much is enjoying the opposite sex, but he doesn't fall for Ivana's bait. She keeps fishing for Dr. Paul.
Yeah.
And she wants to hook and bring him in. And Dr. Paul likes her so much that, number one, he's afraid, literally, that if he were to get caught, the friendship would die. So therefore, he always has to keep her at bay. You stay over there, behave, And we did a video where I tried to get rid of her multiple times, and she just kept coming back for more. So, all you have to do is go to drpaulbearer.net, and down at the bottom, click YouTube. And I think all of our videos are there. And, if you like them, great. Share them. I sure could use some numbers. Everyone else may YouTube, but not me. But I don't do it for the money.
Now,
I do it because I enjoy it.
I would like to say one thing. Go to Richard Koon, Dr. Paul Bearer, type Dr. Paul Bearer in, and this guy, he's not in it for the money. He's trying to bring the original Dr. Paul Bearer back, and so to speak, that he saw so much interest in this man, and he had done so much that he didn't want him to die, just go away and fade and be no more, because that's what happens to a lot of our characters that we saw in childhood and everything. You don't think about them all the time. So Richard has brought him back in full string, full Porsche, and I think he does. I want to tell you, I think you do a most fantastic job in what you do when you replicate him, and he's just trying to keep it going. He knows he's not going to make be a millionaire off this thing, but he'd like to, I guarantee you. But in the same aspect, he'd like to keep it going and would like to see it grow and more people become interested in it. So go ahead.
I like the humor. I promised his widow that I would keep it rated G.
Yes.
She said, I sure would like to see you put some of Richard into the character. And therefore, that's how we've come up with the new version of Dr. Paul Bearer. And she told me to drop the number 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes.
She says, you are Dr. Paul Bearer. You've done a great job, and I've heard nothing but good things.
Yes. So when he started off, he called himself Dr. Paul Bearer number 2. The widow of the original Dr. Paul Bearer said, drop it, you're Dr. Paul Bearer. You brought it so much in character and done so much with it that you continue on with it. And
may I show Dick Bennett?
Yes. Yes.
Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Do you know how? How? I need to show.
No, Al is really good about this.
Al, you keep doing that. We're just going to keep talking about,
Richard, can you show me?
There he is.
This is
that's the original Dick Bennett.
Dick Bennett, and he did. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, yes. He's a horror host from Florida station WTOG and
Channel 44, Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
Now, if you look above his left arm, you'll see the chair, and above that is a spider web.
Yes, right there.
And that is Benjamin Bach.
Yes, Benjamin Bach.
After the author Benjamin Bach.
Nice.
So he would name things, in a peculiar way. Now, the gentleman that had acquired all the stuff, he had Benjamin. Benjamin was torn, or not torn, but very, very yellowed, and the web was all tangled. And I always wondered how that was made. And he took a coat hanger, twisted it together, and made the frame. Somebody had made that for him, and they had made the spider. Well, I turned around, you know me, I got to do it better. I took the coat hanger frame, and I mimicked it. And instead of twisting it, I welded it together with some refrigeration solder, painted it white, and then I strung the web up. And then I took a piece of, I think it was poplar 1 by 1, I believe. Was it 1 by 1? No, 1 by 2. And I shaved it down, cut it, kind of rounded it, drilled a hole in one end, epoxied in a screw, and then I took the head and molded it out of clay and stuck it in the oven the best I could to harden it up. And then I glued a wig on him. He looks like Gene Simmons, but his face is pretty close. But we had that set up at the original one. And just between he and Dr. Paul Bearer, that picture is his coat of arms. Of course, there's 6 arms.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. One other quick question. Oh, there's you as Zoltar. Is that you or is that him?
Oh, I appreciate the compliment. No, that is the original.
See, that's my point. That was what I wanted to.
Oh, he's that good. He's that good.
Yeah, that's.
And he has that beautiful Cadillac. That look. Oh, there's Ivana.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
That is.
No, go back.
The car is beautiful too.
Now go back.
I'm all flustered now.
Yeah, see, that's Ivana, and now that's Richard.
Hey, go on Twitter. She tweets at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Macabre Theater.
at Ivana Cadaver, and
Yeah.
also at Dr. Paul Bear. Yes.
Yes.
And
Now,
I did a thing
now,
a couple months
now
ago.
look at no, really though. Look at Richard. I know you're trying to look at her boobs. Look at Richard though, really, in all sincerity, and compare him to the other one.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
I mean, I realized the other guy, Mr. Bennett was a lot older than
This
Richard
guy's
at
prettier
the
too.
time.
This guy's more
but-
handsome.
Yeah, he was older at Richard. He portrayed him pretty doggone good. Y'all are sick people, I swear.
Richard, I'm glad you're laughing.
That's quite all right.
Go
I love
ahead,
to laugh.
Al, take that off.
I am taking it off.
But you show that picture of my phone
Thank you for allowing me.
activated.
Sure.
Hey, speaking
Wait,
of
she's
melting in
making
your
phone
chair,
come
I
to life.
wished I had more pictures of
Ivana, I know.
do you have any recent pictures of your newest set in the Mad Scientist place?
No, but if you go on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dr. Paul Bear and the number 2, you can see. In fact, I'd love it if you played it. It's a recent video where I am making these videos, uploading them to.
All right, I will give this to. Oh, pause one moment, please, Richard. Give this to my Mr. Al Forte. Tell him again what you want him to go to.
Yes.
Go to youtube.com/Dr. Paul Bearer and then the number 2.
I put it on the inside chat.
In other words, go to your YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, now what you want to do is select videos.
Yes.
Okay, and then scroll down and there will be either a title saying Ivana Cadaver, or it will say Macabre Theater, and there's 3 segments made into one video.
Hey, Russ, I gotta run.
Who's
have
running?
to. Hey,
Chris, you
Paul,
gone?
Paul, I hope everything's all right. And my friend, I want to tell you, I pray for you every day in this COVID thing. So I hope that you and your family are well.
Wasn't that the one that I was looking at a
See you
second?
later.
You will.
Paul Bear and
Yeah, Paul.
See ya.
on the
Bye, Paul.
copy.
Bye now. Glad to meet you, Richard.
Glad to meet you, sir.
So Dr. Paul Bear and Ivana Cadaver on Macabre Theater. That's the video you want me to play, right?
Yes.
How
How long is it?
It's like 37 seconds. We'll be tweeting and streaming on Twitter. Lovely Ivana Cadaver will. Is that not it?
Well, you can play it anyway. I know y'all want to see her.
Go ahead, play it. What the hell?
Brenda, so tell me about the octopus while these guys are watching the video.
This was made by my friend Jim Bashir's on his 3D printer. And so it gets a prominent spot. It's Pinky, the octopus.
Pinky with 5 pinkies.
That's
Nice.
right. Well, he's got more than that. They go all the way around.
8. Wait a minute. That's made of rubber?
It's plastic.
No, it's actually printed on a 3D printer.
But I thought those made like out of like PVC and stuff like that. You can 3D
No.
print out of anything?
It's plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic. I got one too. I don't.
Jim made me
don't
one
think-
that's red.
What do they call this stuff, Jim, that you make these out of?
PLA.
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 I've got a glow in the dark one.
Ooh.
Are you gonna play that?
Well, yeah. Is that the one you want?
Are
me to play?
you? Yeah, we're waiting on you to play
All I
it.
got is a starship.
I can play the sound for you.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh,
You gonna share the screen?
I gotta share
Yeah,
the
sure.
Al, is this your first day here?
Yeah, I'm not
Richard will tell you how to do that if you want to know.
He just
ready.
teaches
I was
this
waiting
stuff.
for Richard. Yes, here we go. Action.
Oh, that's the lab.
Hey, I got you. Okay, I can only read text. So, listen up for me. Listen, I'm interrupting.
Now, Richard actually built this? I know he had help. Don't get me wrong, but
Who helped who?
Give me just another minute, okay? This is fun.
You get HBO with that dish.
Diexeter TV. I love that.
Direct TV. Oh God, here we go. No, that was too long.
go ahead and play that one. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Let it
ahead.
go.
This
Oh,
one's
God.
only 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's like and follow. Circle like, follow. Abracadabra. I want to reach out and stab her.
Next thing, I want an examination table. I want some surgical instruments, and I want a cadaver.
Did somebody say Ivana cadaver? Here I am in the dying flesh, darling.
Ivana!
Yes, darling.
Oh, how horrible it is to see you
Oh,
again.
my
I have
gosh.
missed you.
Yeah, I'd want to go dabber her too.
Where are you?
Come on, the bus.
Well, you're just in time. We're in the middle of shooting another episode of
All right, Al, that's enough.
Yeah, you might get shut down.
No, I think it's funny as hell. I've watched that more than once. Trust me.
So George or Richard, speaking of melting in your chair, what was it like to meet Dawn
Man, it got
Wells?
warm in here.
Dawn Wells.
Yeah, because all of us that grew up in the 70s watching Gilligan's Island,
Marianne.
we're all Marianne freaks.
I did meet her at the Fanboy Expo at the Lakeland Center. That's when I met Butch, and that's when I met Michelle. And of course, I met Dawn Wells. And I forget exactly what question I asked her about, but anything that you ask her,
I can understand that.
she relates back to the island. I'm like, when you got off the island, Marianne, how did you adapt to society? And, I forget exactly what it was, but she says, oh, well, we had to live together on the island. There was no choice. We learned to get along with everybody. Okay, well, very good. She was not fazed by my makeup. Other than I did say, she did say you look familiar. And I reminded her of the mad scientist that put the rings on all the island people's fingers. And that was the first time Gilligan had his little car. And they were, the mad doctor and the monkey were trying to train them to rob Fort Knox for them. And of course, it went awry. But I said, do I not look like him? She's, oh my God. But, it was a whole 3 minutes. But she's a nice gal.
All right. So you had a shed and
God, yes.
Did you build these doors for your shed?
I absolutely did, my friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I had been after one of my favorite personalities on TV is Tommy Silva from Ask This Old House or This Old House.
Yep.
And I asked them, how do you build a shed door? Blah, 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 hoping they'd come and do a little episode on these. Well, I did not want them to warp. And I know that tongue and groove cedar remains pretty much straight.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was too light. And I didn't want to use 2x4s because they would warp and twist, pressure treated, all that. So I got, these things are overbuilt. They're 2x6 frames.
Wow.
Pocket screwed, glued, stained, varnished just for the weather protective. And then I went ahead and built the cedar on top of it. And that was done the day after Thanksgiving, where I had to redo the shed because it was falling apart. The front end was sinking off. So I beefed up the flooring, took the little porch off, and then of course I added the siding to enclose it, tried to match it all together and blend it. And I loved, there was an article in Handyman magazine. I don't know if anyone here has read that. And they did the perfect lakeside shed, and it was blue, and it had
That's a
natural
shed.
wood doors. And that's how I came up with those. That is my kitchen. The day after Christmas, I started stripping the Formica off of the countertops, which came up. It was very easy to remove. So
But this is before you started the remodel.
no, that's after.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was thinking, say, I remember before. Go ahead, describe it.
Oh, well, a couple months before that, we had taken the ceiling fan down and all the dim lighting in there. And I went ahead and put in some of those 3/4 inch recessed remodel lights that if you cut the circle and there's a stud there, the power box goes up into the ceiling, but yet the recessed can will mount right over that stud. So those things were great. And I like it to be bright. The cabinets were in fantastic shape, except for where my briefcase is. That cabinet was added. Now, I didn't want to sit there and route out and try and match the existing cabinet, so I just got one to throw in there. That's basically where I cut corners. Ha, ha, ha. But there was a rounded edge there, and I squared that off, repaired it, put the marble laminate down, which I'm very happy with. I put in the farmhouse sink, and then I tiled the backsplash. And then the stove had a cabinet up there and a recirculating vent hood, which was worthless. So I had to.
Smart hood?
That is, I guess it is. It has a remote control. It has.
Yeah.
I'll never use a remote.
Yeah.
But that thing, it has the most CFMs. It's the quietest. It is heavy, and doesn't have filters. It has those stainless steel grates that will drip all the drippings down into a tray. And I love that thing. I love to cook. I cook comfort food. I don't go for all this diet stuff. I figure you only live once. Why not be happy?
Yes.
So, by the time I got the kitchen done, it was a little over a year since I started it. And there's only 2 things left to do. And that is, I've got to do the baseboard underneath the cabinet. And above the sink, there is a wire hanging. And the drywall is very brittle up there. So the day before yesterday, I went ahead and took a 1/4 inch piece of oak laminate and cut the hole in there. And I've got wedged up in there sticks holding it up so that the adhesive can dry. And then I'll put the light in, and that's that.
It looks like the sign above the sink. What did it say? Something for sale or?
Chickens for sale.
Oh, there you go.
I have 2 chickens. I built the chicken house out there too. It's painted pink and turquoise blue and purple.
Colorful.
Well, Rich, I've been working on my kitchen for 6 years. And as I always say, just remember, you can't rush art.
No, you can't. And it'll always be there for you tomorrow.
Exactly. It's not going anywhere.
I just
construction's very slow. I feel you.
I'll let you say one thing, Richard. If we had this, I've been running this for 6 years right here. So if you would like to join us any Saturday night, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've had such a fantastic time with you, my
What
friend.
time is it?
Like the kitchen, we're always here.
Yeah. And anytime you want to join us, because I see you so much past the Dr. Paul Bearer and into you do some fantastic woodworking, my friend.
I never thought of myself as a woodworker. Thank you for showing me that, because
you are fantastic, my friend.
That kitchen is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The colors.
Yeah, you've done very good. So that's like I said, if you want to join us some Saturday nights, anytime you want to join us, just let me know.
I certainly will. I had to put my hair up. It's too hot.
Well, what my point is I know we have this COVID thing going on. So if you don't have anything to do on a Saturday night, want to hang in here and jaw around with us, it'd be good to have you.
Hey, are we going to play a game for a giveaway?
Yes, we are.
Thanks for reminding me.
Is
Nice
Ivana
intro.
is Ivana online yet? You can invite her.
I'm still watching the video. She just sat down on your lap.
No, we're going to do that. Actually, what I have to do is I want to give away. I was talking to Mike Klingspor today,
Okay.
and we're going to do a $25 gift certificate.
Sweet. Cool.
To Klingspor Woodworking Shop. So
Gotta use some sandpaper.
here's how it's going to go. All you, including you, Richard, are welcome to join in.
Oh.
All right.
Bingo.
I got my list maker right here.
B52.
Two things that I need to let you know. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 50. And you don't put them out there now, because if you do, you'll be disqualified. Until I say, go put your number, don't put your number or you'll be disqualified. You will need to put a number between 1 and 50. I am going to, at this point,
Oh, goody, 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 goody. Can't
And you
wait.
can you can only vote once. Is that a stipulation?
see this pad? I am going to put a number between 1 and 50 on this pad at this moment. My pen is really crappy, but I think you can see what I mean. All right. So I'll only one number per person. If you just keep pumping in numbers, you're disqualified automatically. One number per person. All you, including Richard, put the number out there when I say go. I haven't said go yet. That was
Go.
just- and I will look at the numbers, and as soon as I see the number come up, if we have a tie by the time I see it, or if somebody put it and I missed it, so you tell me out there, we'll call those people up and we'll have a second drawing for those people that I missed the number.
I have
Get
a
what I'm
question.
saying?
I have a question.
Yes.
We have more than one chat going, don't we?
Yes.
So
It will,
is this
you
only
will
for one
have
of the
to put 'em-
chats?
It will have to be on YouTube only.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Russ,
Thank you.
I've
Thank you, Brenda. I didn't think about that, but thank you, Miss Brenda. Yes, it will. It's only for those. If y'all are out there on Facebook and Twitch, you better come over to YouTube real quick.
Give him a couple minutes to do that.
Yeah, I will.
So what about me having a tie? Am I supposed to have a tie?
No, if we have a tie
We've got a tie right here. We've
and
got a
I miss it, and they say, "Well, I said, I'll give you a particular." I said 35. Like 3 sentences before, and I'll go back and yes, you did.
Russ, he was
So
holding
then
a
we'll
literal
take those
tie.
people that said 35 and put them into a group and draw from them. What?
Darn you, Al.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
Live long and prosper.
Are y'all giving me complications already?
There was already a tie.
How's there a tie?
Al is holding up a
Al is holding
tie.
up a
Look at
tie.
Al's
He's giving you a
image.
hard time. Can I pick 52?
So it's
All right. Now, what this is going to be is the prize is going to be a $25 gift certificate from Klingspor Woodworking Shop.
Are we
So
hurting cats?
anything you want from the Klingspor Woodworking Shop is $25 gift certificate. All right. I'll even talk to him and see if we can get the free shipping. for that $25.
But unfortunately, we can't do free shipping to Australia, Aussie. Sorry.
I don't know. I think he might do that. So, all right, are you ready?
Yes.
On
Ready,
your mark.
willing, and able.
On your mark. Get set. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 50. Go.
49.
You
gotta
gotta
put it in the
type
chat.
it in. You gotta type it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Yeah, up, it, no, it,
No
Sticking with
double
my number.
entries. Each person gets one entry.
Oh, they're popping in
Only
now.
one entry per person. If I catch you cheating, then you're disqualified and get the hell out.
Ooh.
you will be hung with the tie.
You won't get a second chance.
I'll just knock it off. He's not going to get it.
I feel like it should be standing in the corner.
I bet he's tired of hearing me talk about a tie.
No, but I mean,
jury
come on.
duty.
We're all adults here. Put one in. If we don't get it for a while, then I'll ask everybody to put, and only one entry per person.
I put
If we
mine.
don't get it in a while, I'll say do another one.
I put mine in already.
If I catch you cheating, you're just gone. You're out of here.
Vamos.
I would hope that I have enough adults out there to.
Yeah, right.
Certainly not on the panel.
He's herding cats.
And now you panel members are all, and Richard, you're included. This you can do this.
So what we're waiting for is somebody to put the correct number, the number that Russ has written down on his little tablet.
Yes, I am looking for 1 to 50.
From 1 to 50.
A number. Type it in, and you could be a winner for a $25 gift certificate from Clean Sport.
You could be the winner.
Mike Zuckerberg, or it's actually Mike Clean Sport. Has been Clean Sport is an awesome sponsor of mine. They
Mike
do this to
Zuckerberg?
me. They let me give this stuff away all the time.
Thank you, Mike.
You know, the thing about when I've been doing this for so long, I enjoy the fact that when I talk to Fast Cap or Rocker or somebody, and I say, I'd like to do a giveaway. And I get within actually like 5 or 6 hours, yeah, what do you need? And I will like,
Very supportive of.
yeah, they are. And I decided, you know, I've been doing that. Well, just send me an email. I said, this one's going to make different. I might do this more too. This little game. Are you giving out numbers? Nobody's hit the number
Put them
yet.
in now, Russ.
Huh? All right. So everybody stop. No more numbers. Let's give it a pause.
Back up from your keyboard, folks.
Beep, beep, beep.
Let's give it a pause because I haven't seen the number. Once again, if I saw the number or the number went through and I missed it, and you come back and say that was the number I posted before, then we'll have a playoff. At this time, try again.
So try again.
Try again.
Put more numbers in.
Put more numbers.
I'll put the same one in.
Do the same one.
Same one.
We
That
have,
way
just hope-
nobody else can have it.
we have some people getting close out there.
I hope you didn't put 51 on your sheet.
That'd be a surprise, now wouldn't it?
I see 3 people pick the same number back to back to back, like they didn't know.
That's right.
And the thing is none of those numbers hit it. So all of us, myself included, that picked that number, that's the wrong number.
Come
Kilroy.
on, guys.
Damn.
Kilroy, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you go on Facebook quite a bit?
Every time that I need to learn something, I go on Facebook.
Well, there's another character I do that I don't know if Russell's familiar with or not.
I am familiar with all your characters, my friend.
Tell me.
play Officer Freddie Bookerman from the Facebook Police Department.
Yes, I saw your videos and I watch them all the time.
You put people in Facebook jail.
In
Oh, yeah.
Facebook jail, yes.
Yeah, Facebook jail.
Just go to FB space Police Department.
Y'all are not even getting close. Come on.
Make it
Thanks for the
30
hint
to
there,
40.
sir.
Do I need to lower it down a little bit?
Need to just change it to a letter between A and Z.
Well, now wait a minute. Are
Hey,
fractions
what?
allowed? You know, I'm going by the tape measure. You know,
You know,
1/8 of an
y'all
inch.
are putting the first digit right, the second digit, no, the second digit's right, but the first digit's wrong.
Hmm.
Is it little Indian or big Indian?
All right, let's narrow it between. Let's stop. No more. From this point on, no more. Let's go from 59 to 30.
All right.
Anything from 59 to 30. Oh, don't post now. Don't get your pennies. Oh,
Did you change the number or is this a new number?
this same number. I'm
Same
just
number,
trying to
okay.
lower the
Window.
the bracket.
The
All right.
window, yes.
Aussie's
So
giving you one
from-
more chance, Russ.
What did I say the first one was?
30 to 59.
30 to 59.
How could it be higher than 50 if it
Yeah,
was capped at
50.
50 the
So
first?
30 to 59. Go.
Oh, yeah, I don't get that.
All right, there it is. There's mine. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if I may, because Officer Bookerman has some outtakes
I see that.
that that are playing. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, I got to share my
Oh
screen.
my God, you ain't got it yet. Come on. Oh, yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, I think I've seen him.
No, he's got to show the screen.
All right,
Mr. Doughboy still.
Because nobody's hit it. 30 to 59. Those, keep on posting them. Keep on. It doesn't matter who you are. Just keep on posting them. We're obviously going to have to go this for a while. And no one more number. You can post as many numbers you want. Just keep on. Whoa! I found it.
Bum, bum, bum.
Leonard Davis.
Congratulations.
47.
Leonard Davis. Just
Leonard
hit it.
Davis.
What kind of lame
Leonard.
number is 47?
Leonard Davis.
Leonard, 47.
Congratulations,
Leonard
Leonard
Davis.
Davis.
I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Leonard.
Congratulations, Leonard.
He is not a former AA baseball player. This is a different Leonard Davis.
Yeah.
Golf clap,
You know.
golf clap.
I am the world's worst for pronunciation on names.
On pronunciation.
So, yeah.
Oh,
So,
oh, Dave
no,
Hart
I
said
wrote
he
it
got
down
47
here, so
too.
you can actually see. And
That
we
was
got-
a 49. You just forgot to make the swoop.
Do we have?
the first
Oh.
one I saw was Leonard Davis.
Wait,
Donald also has 47 up there.
yeah,
Oh,
we've got a
where?
potential lawsuit going here.
Yeah, but I think Leonard Davis was first, right?
Triple
Yeah.
top?
Go back
Oh,
on
no,
to it.
Donald.
Dave
Donald's,
Hart. Wait a minute.
Donald's was first.
I'm going back.
First one I see is Leonard.
Yeah.
Hi, folks.
Oh, yeah. Leonard is in front of Donald and Dave Hart. A
Yeah.
couple times. Yep. Leonard Davis, I think, is
Leonard's
first.
got it.
Yep.
So Leonard Davis. All right. Leonard, what I will, and we're going to do this more. I already figured out this is too friggin' cool to do this.
Maybe
Yeah,
next
it
time.
is. It's fun.
Maybe next
So-
time, say whoever gets closest to it without going over.
No, I want the number.
Yeah, that'd be too hard to watch.
Wow.
You know,
We can
Dave
do this-
Hart.
We
Oh,
can
yeah,
do this
Leonard
for
was right up
hours.
there.
Come on. Anyway,
You want the
Now,
mail?
while you're over in YouTube, hit that thumbs up.
Leonard, if you would please send me an email to Russ at simplywoodencreations.com, and I will Russ at simplywoodencreations.com. If you'll send me an email with all your information, so I can give that over to Mark or Mike at Mike Zuckerberg, I think it is. We call him Mike Z.
Russ, simplywoodencreations.com.
Yes, I will send that over to him, and you will get an email with a certificate, and then we're going to do this some more. I like this. It's kind of like a fun little thing, get it going. Just a few things before I go. I know everybody's scared as hell about COVID-19. We all are. I think the few things that I can tell you that I got out of all this is stay the hell away from each other. If you're in the family, like living with me and my wife live together, you obviously don't have to do the 6-foot rule. I have been the one that has been primarily going out to get groceries and stuff. Stay the hell away from each other. Wash your hands. Just follow some stupid, simple rules. Don't make it complicated. I mean, I cannot even imagine that 6 foot away, if this lady's talking on her cell phone, that virus jump all the way over to me while I'm picking up some mac and cheese. I don't think that is the way it works.
Right.
It's most predominantly just separate from each other. Use some common sense when you're going around things. Wash your hands, which you should have been doing a whole hell of a lot. At my house, I don't wash my hands every time I touch anything. But if I walk out and do anything in public, I wash the hell out of my hands. Any packages or mail that comes to our front porch, we put it on the front porch and we leave it there for 2 or 3 days before we even touch it. Because anything that I need, I don't have to have overnight, like that. The other thing that I would like to say, this stupid guy that I invited tonight, this guy, Richard Koon, I'm regretting that I even know this dude.
He was listening.
That's okay. Your day's coming there, buddy.
No, Richard,
Yeah.
thank you so very much for being here tonight.
I have to tell you, I really, really did enjoy it. I feel like I made some new friends tonight. I wish on a sidebar where I'm looking at Chris, Kilroy, Dixon, and Russell. Oh, hi, Russell. You're in the middle. But I keep having to scroll to see Miss Brenda. I don't want her to feel left out. There's Miss Brenda. And then Matt. Matt, how do you share
Let me
them?
come off mute. Hi.
There you go. I tell you what, I'm going to watch YouTube on this Zoom thing. So next time I'll be a little bit more interactive. But folks, I appreciate you putting up with me. I appreciate the invitation. You all know where to find Dr. Paul Bearer. And then my release character, because I can't swear and I can't do this and I can't do that. I don't really go too vulgar, but the Facebook police department is something that I use as a release. And it basically, if there's something that, you have people, they're posting you messages all the time and they're worthless. Why I call that a Facebook violation. And I'm so strung out that I have to rely on prescription medication. I drink, and it's just like, and it's one of these things that, when you take a drink, you don't get instant relief, but apparently Bookerman does. So just knowing it's coming, he feels better. So I exploit all that, and it's kind of funny. I talk like basically with a hair lip, so I plead with you to try and listen. I'll work on that more. But if you like the character, drop me a line and say, hey, I like it, and I'll continue doing it. Other than that, it's just, is a phase of my life. I'll come up with something new. So,
my friend Richard,
yes,
I will
sir.
tell you, I watch a lot of your stuff, even the Facebook police, and it's awesome. I mean, it's
well, I'll sit there and I'll tell somebody, like, if you message me, I'll say, forget you and the keyboard you wrote in on. His tagline at the end is, I'm going to book your face. I appreciate that, Russell.
No, I watch a lot of things you do.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've known each other, 2 years now?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. And he has become such a close personal friend of mine. I really appreciate it. And like I said, he has this appliance store. He could really use as the COVID-19 shut you down?
My wife, who does not ask much of me at all, did request that I close. She does not want to get it.
Okay.
I wasn't really that busy when people were starting to go into quarantine. But I can't help but think that with all the restaurants closed and the grocery stores without any meat or anything like that, I think people are cooking a lot more. And it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I can't help but think, there's a bug on my screen, that their stoves are breaking and I'm not able to help them.
Well, I would actually agree with you.
So I'm going to.
I mean, if I had a stove and the burner went out, and why can't I go and get a burn?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you.
So I've thought about going and building a spit shield. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And there's no joking about it.
I know. I know.
No, I wasn't accusing you. I usually am the one joking.
I understand what you're saying. There's no joking about it. Your business, your livelihood has shut down. And I feel sorry for you, my friend. And I pray to God that things will change and you can get better.
I've got nothing but high hopes, positive thoughts. All we can do is wait. It's just really mesmerizing that it's going to take longer than anyone knows. So, I don't know. Now you struck a nerve.
I would like to say, if you, because I love your personality, I love the way you are. Do you have anything to do on Saturday nights?
Generally, I'm in bed by 8 o'clock, but I can.
So are we.
My point is, if
just send me a reminder and I'll let
well,
you.
You've seen what we do. If you would like to join us on Saturday nights, I would love to have you, my friend.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
I would love to have you. Your personality, everything about you, I'd love to have you.
Very good. Thank you.
So, and Richard, like I said, before I started this, I was amazed by not only his character that he put on with Dr. Paul Bearer, but some of the woodworking stuff he did. He is a very talented man. He does a lot more than woodworking. He developed his sets. He's done so much. So he is classed as a maker, trust me, in all aspects of shape and everything else.
Compliments will get you everywhere, sir.
No, Richard, since the day I met you, that we did those Santa Claus things and everything. And what was her name? Your
Michelle.
producer, Michelle. With Michelle, yeah, I love both of you.
Oh, we like you too.
Yeah, we just
love you too.
We love you too. So anyway, thank you, Richard, for being on here tonight.
And you do know that I'm going to share this with Ivana.
Oh.
And look at everybody sitting up and sucking in their guts and everything. And one by one, why don't you just give Ivana your most sincere hello?
Oh, I'll say, Ivana, I want you.
Okay. Next. Come on.
Do you need an assistant?
Okay. Kilroy.
Ivana.
Chris.
Yep.
I'll take the video.
Okay. Brenda, would you like to say something?
Hi, Ivana. How's it hanging, honey?
I guess they're okay. Jim, you got anything to say to Ivana?
Oh, hey, how you doing? Sorry,
Works every time.
I was taking these off my printer and restarting it.
Come on, Matt. Matt, you have to say
Where's
something
Ivana
real
at?
good.
Is she like?
She's in California. She'll be looking at this.
Oh, okay.
Matt, come on.
I'll say, Ivana, live long and prosper.
Oh, hey.
Gentlemen, it has been fun.
I'll even throw one of those up for that.
There you go. I'll do it too. What the heck?
Oh my goodness.
Ivana, I want her? Oh,
yeah.
What the hell? Ivana, I want you.
Ivana, I wanna.
Dave Hart.
So anyway, yes, thank you.
I just want a cadaver.
Dave Hart says.
Thank you, my friend Richard, for being here tonight.
All righty, exit music.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some exit music. You haven't seen the end of my show, so.
Hey, wait, stop. Doesn't he have to do a shop confession also?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Any blood?
Yes.
You can't get away that easy.
Any blood in your shop?
Oh.
Yeah. So
Real
Richard,
stuff.
I didn't
Real
prepare
blood.
you. I didn't prepare you for this, Richard.
That's just it.
He has all 10 toes and 10 fingers. What do
I will tell you
done?
this. My brother, who is a podiatrist, and he is a surgeon. 20 years ago, I was building an addition onto my mother-in-law's house, and I had gotten my first pneumatic
Nail gun?
nail gun, the framing nail gun.
Ooh.
And I'm 3 nails per stud. Then you stand the wall up. Well, my brother wanted to try it. Well, he ended up nailing this finger to this finger to this finger. All over the fatty tissue right there.
Oh,
Been there, done that.
And he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He says, Richard, you got to pull it out. You got to pull it out. And I said, Jim. He says, you got to pull it out. So what I did was I had to pull it out. It had gone in, it had just gone through this finger. So I grabbed this and did a real quick pull that way. All right. Then I was able to go further. But, before I got it out, because it hadn't protruded all the way right there, I had a file and I filed down the edges so it'd be nice and cylindrical. And then I just gently pulled it all out. We went down to his office and he told me what to do. And we had to flush the wound out. Thank God he didn't hit any of the bones or anything like that. And he healed it within 10 days. There's my shop story.
Ouch.
Well, thank you, my friend. Bless you that you will not have any more
No accidents.
accidents. And being that said, I shot 3 of my fingers together.
So it's not a one. It's common.
It's not unique.
Yes,
No.
I used to be able I had a big nail gun using 16 commons, and I put the stud up, and I went to drive it through, and it hit the nail, but it had a tendency to shoot 2 at the same time. So when it shot the first one, I backed my hand and my hand was turned and it shot the second one through 3 of my fingers. And I looked down, and my son Cameron was standing there, and my best friend and worker Bud was standing there. I went, ah! And they looked at me and said, what? And I hold my hand up, and all 3 fingers were shot through. They said, what are you going to do? And I reached up and pulled it all out. And they all went, why did you do that? And I said, because if I waited 2 or 3 more minutes, it would hurt like hell.
That is good. That is true.
Yeah, because the bones and everything, it didn't understand what was going on at the point.
And that guy right behind you on your screen, think of how much pain he went through when he was nailed up to the cross.
Yes.
I will remember all of this tomorrow. I've already had haunted.
Yes. Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump up on the podium, but that's how I feel.
No, we will. I love Jesus Christ, and I pray every day.
Yep. He's my buddy. I talk to him all the time.
All the time.
So.
All right. So.
Anyway, run, boys.
We're trying to get down to the end. Richard, you're going to have to stay to the very end and listen to this.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys.
I have a cigar.
So wrap it up.
We're wrapping it up. And I appreciate Brenda, Al, Jim, Dixon, Matt, Richard. And a special thanks to Mr. Richard Koon, Dr. Paul. Oh, can you do me a favor and do that little thing?
I'll be lurking for you.
Thank you. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Thank you so much for everyone being here tonight. Thank you for all my guests, and thank you to Richard Koon for being here. There's only one thing we have left to say and do. If you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
And remember, you don't have to go home, but you do. But you can't stay here.
And make some sawdust.
Make some sawdust.
I'm trying to figure
Adios,
out.
gang.
Good night, John boy.
Yeah, everything has changed on this thing, so I'm trying to figure out how the heck to shut it down.
Don't leave, Richard.
Shut her down.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Yeah, we might need you to shut this down.
Unless he hits the wrong button.
Right, exactly.
We can do that. Listen here, you Facebook moron people on your Facebook.